Hey everybody, it's me Carlitos here again, and this week I'm reviewing the movie Defiance.
Vor uns liegt Deutschland, in uns marschiert Deutschland und hinter uns kommt Deutschland.
The movie follows three brothers who hide in a forest to escape the horrors of the Nazi rampage in Eastern Europe. The thing is, they soon discover they are not the only ones seeking refuge in the forest, and instead of running away and slowly just taking care of themselves, they decide to stay in the forest and establish a safe haven for all Jewish refugees. The thing is, the camp is under a time limit as the Nazis begin to entrench the forest and attack the camp. The brothers are then forced to not only defend themselves, but also defend the people they've taken under their wing. Will the brothers survive? Will they save all the Jews they have under their camp? That's for you to find out.
For my brothers, for my parents, and for all the others.
The movie features many great actors, such as Daniel Craig, who we all recall from a recent movie called The Quantum of Solace, James Bond, and who many women find really easy on the eyes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
See what I mean? Daniel Craig brings us a marvelous performance as Tuvia, the oldest brother who puts himself in charge of the camp and defies all odds as they stack against him. Liv Schreiber, who recently stole a screen from Hugh Jackman as Sabretooth in the movie Wolverine, plays Zeus, a man who loses his family early on in the film and decides that he'd rather fight than wait for the Nazis to come and find him. Both actors bring chemistry into the screen and actually keep you engaged throughout the entire film. If it were not for them, some of the dialogue would be a little chunky, as the script tends to falter a little in the dialogue department from time to time. However, the overall story itself of the movie is great itself still. The movie is dramatic, and as my little brother pointed out, it seems to be an action version of Schindler's List in a way. The movie is extremely heartfelt by the end of the movie. You're really rooting for these characters, though. I found myself jumping up in my seat and wondering what was going to happen next. The end of the film, though, is where audiences may divide themselves, as some people may think it's more of a cutoff because you don't see the immediate happy ending. Instead, they'd rather just tell you what the happy ending is. I'll give you that. While it does steer away from that, I think it's more true to the actual story, because in order to put that happy ending, they would have to skip a lot of the material and a lot of the story to get there. The movie also features superb character arcs, as for the first time, we actually see these characters go against some of the cliches of leading a camp. Most movies, the commandant is killed early on, and he's declared Jesus and then killed, and of course the bad guy comes in. This movie doesn't do that. This movie stays true to the story of a man who pretty much took on a role he had no idea what he was getting into, and then did the best he could, and did the only thing he thought at the time was right. Sometimes you agree with him and you root for him. Sometimes you're against him and you thought he probably could have done better. Other times, you realize that, hey, sometimes the only way to fight evil is with evil. And that's exactly what keeps this movie fresh. A new, fresh look into these Nazi Holocaust movies. A movie where the Jews don't just run away. They're actually fighting back for once. It's pretty great to see, in my opinion. The movie looks terrific, as in the beginning, all the colors are very washed out, very gray, showing oppression. And then, as the movie progresses, color is slightly added. By the beginning of the movie, Daniel Craig looks very flushed, very dry. At the end of the movie, he looks very much alive, very colorful, because he has garnered hope. Him and everyone around him has garnered hope. The movie is a great picture overall. I recommend it for anyone who's into World War II movies, especially if you're into Schindler's List, if you're into Holocaust, Saving Private Ryan, any of those movies, you definitely want to check this one out. Plus, you have Daniel Craig and Liv Schreiber on the same screen. It doesn't get any better than that, and it's directed by Edward Zwick. If you don't like that, I don't know what you like, alright? I gave the movie a 9 out of 10. Great movie overall. Like I said, some of the dialogue is clunky from time to time. So every now and then you'll be like, what did he say? You have one of those moments going on. Other than that, the movie is very well made. I suggest everybody check it out if they want a great story and a dramatic tale about one of the events that happened during World War II. What's even great is to look at the bonus features. There's a nice little documentary about the real Belsky brothers, who apparently never sought out any fame for what they did, which is a true heroic story in my opinion about bravery and honor. Check it out, guys. Defiance. It's already out on DVD. Check it out. Very great film. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Enjoy.